I had a lady one time, ceiling's leaking, and she just puts a bucket in there for 3 months and collects the water in the house, in the kitchen, and then the whole thing breaks, cost me like $30,000. She said, well, I kept meaning to call you. I just got busy. For six anyway, you know what I mean?
Before the show, you were talking to our buddy Mike about
Mike's good people.
About cows.
Yeah.
And I've seen your stuff on Instagram. I think it's cool because I love cows. I got a buddy that makes $5 million a month selling bull semen. He's got like the top 5 dairy cow breeds in Iowa. And we were talking about this the other day. I had to pull over and start taking notes. I'm just like, wait, what? He goes, yeah, we got a little low on cash, sold one of the bulls for $10 million. I'm like, what? A cow? Like steak that walks around? But I think it's cool. You said something like, man, if I just buy this much more acreage and this many more cows, I'll be making like $1.5 million a year or something like that. What is that focus? Like as an entrepreneur, as an investor, as a guy that's like been into the different real estate games and all that and the big seminars, what is it that attracted you to that lifestyle?
Well, I grew up on a horse farm, so my dad used to sell horse semen for $25,000 to $125,000 a load. You know what I mean? I never jerked off a horse though, so that was their job. But I grew up in that environment. They did cutting horses, so they would sell embryos and stuff for 6 figures and all of that. If you don't know about cutting horses, they're the most expensive horses that are out there. They're the horses that would go in and separate cattle from the herd and stuff. I think Tim Waltz is into that. I think I read an article somewhere. But anyway, so, y'all may edit that or not.
Yeah,
but anyway, so I've always wanted to go. My grandparents had land. My dad had land growing up. And as they died off, my aunts and uncles sold off that land, and I never had access to it. I was like, one day, like, when you're a little kid, it's like, one day when I have money, I'm going to buy my own land. And I had that opportunity a couple of years ago, and I bought a great place for about $6,200 an acre. They're selling all around me now for $12,000 to $13,000 an acre. So, it's gone up in value. I don't know if I could emotionally part ways with it because me and my kids have had such great memories there. But, I wanted to just get into that life. And ironically, I discovered some stuff on how to piece together to cash flow these pieces of land, just like houses. With a house, you got a tenant, I need my yard mowed, the washer and dryer broke, the refrigerator's out, the AC ain't working. It's like, do you not have a phone? The number's right there next to the thermostat. Call them and have them come out and fix it, And I had a lady one time, ceiling's leaking, and she just puts a bucket in there for 3 months and collects the water in the house, in the kitchen, and then the whole thing breaks, cost me like $30,000. She said, well, I kept meaning to call you. I just got busy. For 6 anyway, you know what I mean? So I'm like, man, I don't really like dealing with tenants.
Amen.
And maybe if I had an apartment complex, which we have a couple, and they, they're hit or miss, but that I have with some investor friends of mine that I don't have to deal with, but I haven't really found passive income. Everybody will say, and this is a real estate show, people say, oh, real estate's passive income till the AC breaks. Right. Real estate's passive income till the HOA sends you a notice with your clients parking their 3 cars in the front yard, or their trash can barely seeking through the window of the garage, or whatever the HOA is into.
Yeah, I think at that point, when if I hear or see somebody talking about passive income, what's the sales pitch that they're coming with that? Because it's like there's no such thing.
You don't know what that word means.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Man, I can make passive income from this rental.
You mean passive-aggressive customers?
Yes,
is that what we're
exactly.
talking about?
Yeah, there's no such thing.
Well, and you've got, you could, let's say you go buy a piece of property and it cash flows all year long. You make $300, $400, $500 a month. And then the AC breaks at $7,500. There went your whole year's investment, and you got to put 25% down on it. All this
and
other
the next
stuff.
year.
But even if you take the money out of it, there's the effort of, okay, now I have to go find a guy, or maybe I have a property manager, but I still have to deal with that property
But
manager.
as an investment goes, I see where this is going, because not only do you have an expensible inventory, but you're creating recurring revenue off the cows.
Because here's the thing. I ain't never got a phone call from a cow bitching about the AC. I ain't never had a cow be like, listen, we're running low on water and the lake over here. Like, they don't.
If they complain too much, you just eat them.
And they're delicious.